Here is the deal. In last 4 weeks, I have pounded out 1,000,000 steps across the island of Tenerife. Yeah, you heard it right. 1,000,000 steps. That's like 36,000 steps a day. Every single day. My feet have seen more of this island than most people ever will in a lifetime. But this wasn't some casual stroll in the park. Nope. I trekked through dry deserts that felt like they were straight out of the Mad Max movie. I ran through lush, green mountains that could make a rainforest jealous. I hiked up a freaking volcanoes, because why not? And I followed the coastal paths, where the ocean was so close you could taste the salt in the air. All of this on one tiny island. Crazy, right? But here is the thing about Tenerife. It's a chameleon. The weather changes from one side of the island to another, as if the sun and the clouds are playing the game of tag. The trails, they are as diverse as the people who walked them before me. Each one tells a different story, shows a different side of the island. After 1,000,000 steps and more blisters than I care to count, I've put together a list of the top 10 hikes on this island. These are the trails that made the pain worth it. The views that made me forget my aching legs. Let's dive in. We're kicking things off in the holiday hotspot of Los Cristianos. You have probably seen the mountain with the antennas on top, Montaña de Guaza. Here is the plan. Hike up to the summit, soak in the views, and then head down to the nearby town of Palmar. After that, you will loop back along the coastline to where you started in Los Cristianos. The whole thing is 17 km long, with 600 meters of elevation gain. You will warm up following the famous beaches of Los Cristianos, one of them being the Playa de las Vistas. We will pass the harbor and move to the mountains. Moving up the mountain, you can get the first feeling of the dry nature of South Tenerife. It's rocky, it's dusty, and it's very dry with limited vegetation. Top of the climb, Montaña de Guaza. In the distance we can see the highest mountain of Tenerife, the Pico del Teide, but we can also see the mountains that could be approached from the Los Cristianos, Roque del Conde, the flat mountain on the left, then the mountain with the two peaks, that's Roque de los Brezos, and the sharp peak is the Roque Imoque. On the way down you can run to the neighboring mountain with antennas, so that you have a nice view over Los Cristianos. At the Palmar Beach, and now I will climb these kind of hills. This is short but steep climb indeed. Next up, 15 minutes drive north of Los Cristianos, there is a town of Arona. From here, you've got two options. First, take the green path to Roque del Conde, a flat-top mountain that hits 1000 meters. This one's a quick 8-kilometer route with 450 meters of elevation. Easy, right? Or, if you are up for more of a challenge, take the red path toward Roque Imoque or the Roque del Brezos. Both peaks hit around 1100 meters, and the route will stretch out to 13 kilometers with 550 meters of elevation. Be warned that these trails are no joke. They are technical, exposed, and with zero shade. No streams, no cafes, just you and the mountains. The mountain looks a bit dry, but comparing to the coastal areas, there is some greenery here. We are almost at the top, and now we are starting the serious climb. Today I'm climbing the Roque Imoque and Roque de Brezos, two mountains on the south of Tenerife with altitude of 1,100 meters. It's again technical, steep, exposed. Nice training. Roque Imoque. I'm unable to go up without the climbing equipment, so I'm turning around. Now let's go to Roque de los Brezos. On top of Roque del Brezos, this was really nice training. It's quite technical, quite steep, but really, really nice. The views are beautiful, even though a little bit gray-brownish. There is not much greenery here. Now let's talk about getting high. Literally, we're heading up to Teide National Park. First, a round trip to the island's second highest peak, Pico Viejo, towering over 3,100 meters. This 24-kilometer route comes with a solid 1,100 meters of elevation gain and some technical spots that will test your skills. No trees, no water, just you, the sun, and the volcanic landscape. The trail starts at Mirador del Llano de Ucanca with an initial flat section before a steady, rocky climb. Crossing the lava fields feel like trudging through the black snow. And the crater at the top offers killer views. You'll also catch sight of Mount Teide looming close by. On the way back, make sure to check out the Roques del Garcia rock formations, worth every step. Next is 10-kilometer hike to Gajara, standing tall at 2,700 meters. Starting at Canalla Blanca, you are in for 600 meters of elevation gain. Again, no shade and no water, so stock up before you go. The views up top, totally worth it. The route is well marked and there's a Pico del Teide overlooking your steps from the beginning of the route. Top of the climb is quite steep, but doable. Summit of the Gajara mountain with the remains of the historical observatory. Path downhill is much less technical, so if you don't carry much stuff and you have proper shoes, you can run it. Last part of the downhill route is this kind of road, so that you can relax your legs a bit while taking a look at the Pico del Teide. And now the big one, the Teide itself. We are talking about 27 kilometers route with a massive 1,500 meters climb. Start by going up to Pico Viejo, then descend through the Montaña Blanca. You will reach the cable car's upper station at 3,550 meters above sea level. Remember, you are about 2,000 meters the entire way, so get acclimatized beforehand. Again, no shade and no water until the cable car station, which has a vending machine, but cash only. First part of the climb is to Pico Viejo. The route is good, it's relatively well marked, it's steady uphill, it's technical at some places, but overall it's good, so I can move quite quickly. We are navigating through this labyrinth of stones or rocks. I can already feel the elevation as we are now at the 3,000 meters above sea level. Just below the summit of Pico Viejo there is a crossroads. We will turn right, following the route to Pico del Teide. The good thing about this route is that for the most of the climb you can see the Teide, so you can see the top of the route, and it's quite motivating that you know where you are going. After Pico Viejo, the real rock climbing starts. Last part of the climb is quite nice. The terrain is good here. It's prepared for the tourists who use the cable car. So nothing technical up here. Just the elevation is really, we are 3,500 meters above sea level. So I can see it in my head. I can feel my heart pounding in my neck. So when climbing this mountain, be cautious. People are climbing the top of the Pico del Teide. You need a special permit to get there. Unfortunately, I don't have this permit as it is sold out for next couple of months. So I'm coming only here to the upper station of the cable car. Top of the route. Enjoy the views. It's mid of the summer. It's very warm here. And even though it's already morning, it's quite crowded. Yep. Downhill from Teide is technical from the beginning, so be careful not to hurt yourself. Soon you will see again these beautiful views of the countryside here, that it's very orangey and browny and looks like a desert, to be honest. After descending the mountain, the road is quite nice. It is the road, really the road, so not very steep one, so you can run downhill quite nicely. After you cross the car park, there is this kind of road, which is really like road in hell. After a short while the terrain will improve, so you will be able to run if needed, and you will also see the finish line on the horizon. So it's, I don't know, 4 or 5 kilometers of mostly flattish road. Enjoy. This route is tough, but if you are craving even crazier challenge, there's a 56 kilometers beast that starts at Playa Socorro near Puerto de la Cruz and takes you from the beach to the top of the Teide and back, with a brutal 4,000 meters of elevation gain. I tackled this one at night. It felt like an expedition, carrying all my food and water. Let's switch it up and head north, where things get greener and cooler. Starting in the village of Valaseco, just north of the capital, this route takes you up into the clouds, where the landscape feels like something out of the Jurassic Park. It's green, it's foggy, and it's like anything else on the island. First stop is Pico del Ingles, with its breathtaking views, then a descent to the village of Catalanes, before climbing back towards Casas de la Cumbre. This 23-kilometer route has 1,300 meters of elevation gain. It's technical in spots, but nothing too crazy. Perfect for intermediate hikers. After start of the climb from Valaseco, we are now at the elevation of about 700 meters above sea level. It's a bit windy here. The route was well marked, and in 10 or 15 minutes there will be a sunrise, so we already have some good views. We have entered some kind of greenery, maybe a forest, and it's quite windy here, really windy. So it feels like cold. Cold. Look at this. For the first time since arriving to Tenerife, I see clouds. It seems like it's raining. The nature here is so different to what you can see around the Santa Cruz de Tenerife. I guess we are somewhere on the peak of the mountain, and there are supposed to be great views around us. Very nice, beautiful. We'll have to come for the views next time. It's a bit windy and foggy at Pico del Ingles. The sun is back, hurrah! After half an hour run with nice views, I'm entering the clouds again. As I enter the main road, I put the headlamp on so that cars can see me in the fog. Soon after leaving the main road, you will be back in the drylands. Now the most remote hike on the list. Getting to the start is half of the battle, with winding roads that will test your patience. But once you are there, near Roque, it's all worth it. You will descend through green, muddy wetlands towards the sea, then turn right before El Dragilo and follow a stunning, yet exposed, coastline path. This section is officially closed due to safety concerns, but if you are feeling brave, it leads you down to Roque Bermejo. This tiny remote spot has a surprise, a bar where you can refuel before heading back through Chamorga and into the clouds of Anaga. The route is 21 kilometers long, with 1400 meters of elevation gain. Most of the trail is solid, but the coast demands proper footwear and hiking poles. The start of the route is green, it's fresh, it's windy, and it's hard to believe that you are still in the small island of Tenerife. The downhill route towards the sea is classical drylands, but this downhill is quite steep, so be careful. After this Dragomilionario, we will turn right and we will move across the bridge. You can make a detour to Benijo beach. We are moving to Chamorga. Chamorga. Climbing along the coastline, the views are really something else. The path along the coast is quite exposed, so that's probably the reason why it's officially exposed. Village of Las Palmas with a beautiful island. 2 islands, in fact.
Probably you will be approaching the end of the island. Really, this looks like end of the world, to be honest.
At the crossroads we go to beach, to Roque Bermejo, and then we will return and we will continue to Chamorga, or Chamorga. After the beach we are climbing the mountain again and we are going up to the Anaga fog actually. It's windy here, the temperature dropped, so the climb is relatively pleasant. Soon you will be back in the green part of the mountain. The fog seems to be raising up, so hopefully we will see some sun with nice views over the valleys. Chamorga from the top, we are already in the clouds. Staying along the coast, let's hit the trail off from Afur to Playa del Benijo. This route is remote and deserted, but absolutely worth it. You will pass through the village of Taganana twice, so take the opportunity to grab some local, non-touristy food. The route turns at Playa del Benijo, one of the island's most beautiful beaches. This 26-kilometer hike has a 1700 meters of elevation gain and offers everything from dry shores to lush green forests. The start of the route is in the village called Afur. We will follow the yellow path descending to the ocean. Benijo beach, it's one of the most iconic places in the Tenerife. The uphill walk is relatively pleasant. The route is well marked. It is not that steep, so I'm walking step by step. While approaching the peak of the route, the vegetation here is really green. Top of the route with the nice views towards Teide. The last kilometers before Afur are very scenic. If you are based in the north, check out Punta del Hidalgo with its famous lighthouse. From here, you can take a round trip to Anaga mountains, hitting famous spots like Cruz del Carmen. This 24-kilometer route comes with 1500 meters of elevation gain and some green trails that offer the rare luxury of shade. There is also a chance to refuel at Cruz del Carmen if you are there at the right time. It has been a very quiet morning. I have started in Punta del Hidalgo, following the yellow path uphill to the Cruz del Carmen. It's foggy, it's chilly, it's wet, and it's a little bit windy. Not the best time for the sightseeing tour. Cruz del Carmen, unfortunately in the clouds. Finally, my favorite hike, up above the village of Masca. While most people head down to the famous trail in the valley, I prefer to stay high, where you can see the mountains and valleys that make this place special. Start in Erjos and follow the yellow path towards Risco Verde. The views from up here are unbeatable. Towering mountains, deep valleys, twisty roads, a bit of sun and few clouds. Continue along the yellow path, climbing Baracan on your way to the Teno Alto, where you can stop for a snack or lunch. Finish by heading to El Palmar and then back up to Erjos. Path starts in village of Erjos or Erjos, and we will follow the yellow path going uphill. Highest point of the route is this Risco Verde mountain with the elevation of something like 1300 meters above sea level. Top of Risco Verde. I'm slightly afraid of the height, so I'm not climbing to the top of the top, but really the views from here are really something else. We can see nicely Masca and also the clouds around the mountains. Wow, wow, wow. On this route you will find this kind of blankets that are used to collect the water from the clouds. The downhill part of the path will be through this kind of nature with nice small trees, a lot of shadows, so very nice for smooth progress. Shortly you will get to the open area with the views like this. It is hard to describe this with words. Just look at this. If you are lucky, you might enter the clouds, which is quite a different experience to the dryland of the south of Tenerife. I'm in the clouds and I'm enjoying it. It's a good change comparing to the start of the route where it was really warm. On top of Mountain Baracan, very windy here, but nice views over the route that we already done. And we can see the ocean, yeah! We can refresh at Teno at Barlos Bailaderos. On your way back you will see this kind of holes in the mountain. I'm curious, what is it? In El Palmar there will be another option of refreshment, and after that we will climb the last mountain. On your way back you will definitely feel the heat when climbing the mountain, but once you are on the top there will be wind and there will be some clouds and the feeling will be quite pleasant, refreshing even. While the last part of the route is in this kind of green nature with a lot of shadows and fresh air, the end of the route is still on the hill, so keep some energy for the last kilometers. Alright, so here's the bottom line. Tenerife isn't just another holiday destination. It's a hiker's paradise wrapped in a deceptively small package. The trails here are as diverse as they come. 1 minute you are trekking through desert landscapes, the next you are scaling green mountains or navigating rugged volcanic terrain. But let's not sugarcoat it. These trails are tough. They will challenge you with technical sections, steep climbs, and the terrain that keeps you on your toes. But here is the real beauty of hiking in Tenerife. It doesn't have to be a choice between adventure and family time. You can have both. Start your day with a hike, conquering a mountain or two in the cool morning hours, while the rest of the family enjoys the beach. Then, by the time sun starts to heat up, you're back with them, soaking in the sun, splashing in the ocean, and enjoying everything this island has to offer together. No need for sacrifices, just smart planning. Tenerife gives you the best of both worlds. Epic hikes and quality time with people who matter the most. So whether you are here for the trails, the beaches, or a little bit of both, this island has you covered. Happy hiking and enjoy the Tenerife!